My topic is marketing lead in detail explain, and let's go to the topic and let's go to the start. When you're looking at how to define lead, it's important to first understand what we mean when we talk about leads. A lead is someone who wants to buy something from you. Whether they are interested in your services or products, leads help keep businesses running smoothly and efficiently. Leaders are those people who make decisions, take action, and have influence over others within their organizations. They also play a significant role in driving revenue growth through strategies such as customer acquisition and retention. It takes leadership skills, experience, and expertise to become a leader. Leadership positions typically pay more than other jobs because of this higher level of responsibility. In fact, many companies require candidates to hold multiple leadership roles before hiring them full-time. If you're just starting out with your career in marketing, knowing exactly what a lead is will give you context around where you stand and provide you with an idea of whether you want to pursue a position like this one. If so, here are some things to consider when evaluating if becoming a marketing lead makes sense for you. Marketing lead, known as lead generation, refers to a process where the interest of the potential customers is stimulated to convert them into buyers. The term marketing lead denoted the extent to which a company can generate the interest of the customers in the goods and services that are offered by them to their customers. It's also what causes sales to dismiss marketing leads as low quality, without cross-verifying. They end up delaying follow-ups, losing opportunities that might have converted. In the end, the blame lies with marketing for not generating quality leads. It's what causes a marketer's myopia. Marketers revel in the number of leads they have generated, closing their eyes to continuous sales complaints about lead quality. In simple terms, a lead is an individual or organization with an interest in what you are selling. The interest is expressed by sharing contact information, like an email ID, a phone number, or even a social media handle. The definition seems so simple, that what is a lead doesn't seem like a question worth answering. But that's not true. The single biggest debate between marketing and sales arises from the question what is a lead? And it's no small debate. A marketing lead is a person who shows interest in a brand's products or services, which makes the person a potential customer. The primary goal of any company is to generate as many leads as possible. A company must guide prospects down the sales funnel with relevant content and offers toward their purchase. In a sales context, a lead refers to contact with a potential customer, also known as a prospect. Depending on the organization, the definition of the term lead may vary. For some companies, a lead is a contact already determined to be a prospective customer, whereas other companies consider a lead to be any sales contact. But what remains the same across definitions is that a lead will potentially become a future client. Sales teams, therefore, have a responsibility to convert a maximum amount of leads to maintain a good conversion rate. From generating to converting, you're probably well aware that leads are an important part of marketing and the overall customer life cycle. But you could be wondering, what are leads in marketing? Simply defined, leads in marketing refer to any individual or organization within your marketing reach who has interacted with your brand way or has the potential to become a future customer. A lead can be someone that sees or downloads your content, signs up for a trial, or visits your store. Marketing departments are often more interested in marketing qualified leads, or MQLs, where a potential customer has shown a basic level of interest in your company or product. Here are a few examples of a marketing qualified lead: filling in a website form with phone number and email address, signing up for a newsletter, interacting on social media, calling your company to ask for more information, engaging the chatbot on your website, filling in a contact form at an event, downloading an ebook, signing up for a webinar, clicking on an internet ad for your product. These activities are all considered MQLs because the potential customer voluntarily engaged with the company in some way in response to a marketing activity. Lead marketing, or lead generation marketing, is the process of attracting potential customers and then being able to convert them into buyers. The first necessity to establish a relationship with potential customers is to encourage them to share their personal data. Downloading an ebook in exchange of contact information. Subscribing to your business newsletter, or signing up for a high-quality webinar. The challenge in lead marketing is to attract the attention of potential customers and to obtain their trust. This is why most of the companies use several channels to handle this challenge. Search engine optimization, SEO, search engine advertising, social media, landing pages, banner advertising, online public relations, trade shows, conferences, high-quality content, email marketing, call to action, key performance indicator, KPI, podcast, search engine optimization, SEO. It's important to differentiate between marketing qualified leads and sales qualified leads, SQLs. MQLs are people who have shown a curiosity about your brand and products, whereas SQLs are people who have indicated that they are ready to make a purchase of your product or service. It is important for marketers to understand the difference between MQLs and SQLs so that they create communications for the former specifically that won't risk overwhelming the contact and scaring them off before they make a purchase. Depending on how a company's marketing and sales departments are structured, when MQLs are identified, they might be passed along to the sales department for further communication directly from them. In other companies, other qualifications might be needed in order to pass an MQL onto a SQL, like fitting a customer persona or taking a specific journey through the website. Marketing departments typically create a lead scoring system to help them determine the quality of a lead. Knowing the quality of a lead can help a marketing team know how likely a lead is to convert into a sales qualified lead and can help the marketer offer the right kind of communication to continue to nurture the lead down the funnel. So, there's a continuous conflict between marketing and sales about leads. Marketers spend countless hours and dollars generating leads, but most of those leads are junked by sales. This is devastating for the business. Because, no matter how one defines a lead, the business aim is the same, to increase the revenue. Therefore, it is really important to have both your marketing and sales team in sync with each other. In general, there are two main ways to approach defining the word lead, either by its definition or its usage. The first way involves reading the dictionary and finding the exact synonyms used for the words associated with lead. This method may seem tedious, but it provides concrete evidence regarding the use of certain terms. For example, the Oxford English Dictionary defines lead as a metal, usually silver, alloyed with tin and often containing small amounts of antimony, arsenic, bismuth, cadmium, cobalt, copper, gold, mercury, molybdenum, nickel, palladium, platinum, potassium, silicon, tellurium, titanium, tungsten, vanadium, zinc, etc., which was commonly used as solder material between 1875 and the 1930s. The second way involves using Google Trends to find popular searches related to specific keywords. When researching these topics, try not to limit yourself to just one data source. You should look into several different sources, including Twitter trends, search engine queries, and social media posts, among others. After all, even though each dataset shows us slightly different information, combining them together gives you a clearer picture of what people actually think about a topic. For instance, searching for marketing lead on Google Trends reveals that the phrase has been trending upwards since 2009. However, searching for marketing manager job description tells us that the number of people searching for this keyword has increased significantly since 2015, reaching its highest point in 2018. Companies with strong sales and marketing alignment achieve 20% annual growth rate. Whereas, companies with a poor sales, marketing alignment have a 4% revenue decline. Companies with aligned sales and marketing generated 208% more revenue from marketing profs. So, as a marketer, you should not think about just generating leads, but about generating high-quality leads. And as a salesperson, you should share constant feedback with the marketing team, About the quality of leads. The teams working together, sales and marketing, must agree on what a lead is. And then, work towards generating them. This description that you agree on is your ideal customer persona. The leads that you generate matching this description are your ideal leads. Marketing lead, known as lead generation, refers to a process where the interest of the potential customers is stimulated to convert them into buyers. The term marketing lead denoted the extent to which a company can generate the interest of the customers in the goods and services that are offered by them to their customers. Marketing lead is nothing but the extent to which the companies can convert random customers into potential buyers by adopting a series of strategies and by constantly remaining in touch with them. By the help of the marketing lead, the companies can stimulate the interest of their targeted customers and hence turn them into potential buyers. The marketing lead is achieved when the companies work those methods by which they can attract the attention of the customers towards their brand or products. Most of the times, the marketing lead is done by the help of several media channels and especially the online platforms. It depends on whom you ask. While most marketers would agree that a lead is anyone who expresses interest in purchasing something, the definition of a lead differs depending on who you speak to. According to HubSpot, a marketer is responsible for creating awareness and generating qualified leads that eventually turn into customers. However, according to Forbes, a lead is simply a person who registers on a website or signs up to receive emails. There is no distinction made between a registered visitor versus a potential buyer. In fact, Forbes notes that some websites only send offers after a user completes a registration form. According to Wikipedia, a lead is the party upon whom a decision maker relies to complete a task or achieve a goal. So, while the above definitions might imply that having a lead means you've already attracted a sale, a lead doesn't necessarily guarantee success. Instead, a lead represents the opportunity to get closer to a prospect until they convert into a client. With so many social media sites that are accessible to people today, companies find this channel to be the best and most profitable to them when it comes to generating the lead. Lead, marketing lead, meaning, examples. And in the marketing lead, the companies to try to stimulate the interest of the people so that after some time they may become willing to buy their products. While constructing the marketing leads, the most important aspect that should be kept in mind is to understand the buying behavior of the customers and then approach them accordingly. In general, the marketing lead consists of a whole set of process in which the companies try to grab the attention of the customers and then convert them into a buyer. It is the initiation of the interest of the customers or inquiring into the product or the services of the company. Now the method of the marketing lead comes under the advertisement prospect. Among the several methods of advertising, marketing lead is considered to be the first and the most basic approach. There are many reasons for marketing lead. It can be for e-newsletter list acquisition, or it can be for the listed building, but most importantly, it is to obtain sales lead. Now, although the marketing lead typically comes under the advertisement prospect keeping financial profit in mind, sometimes the marketing lead can also be for the non-paid sources, for example organic search engine results, etc. Now, lead is a term used to refer to that person who shows an interest in the products of the company that are being sold in some form. Generating a lead is the first step towards initiating a communication between the companies and the consumer, who may eventually turn into a potential buyer. Once you know what a lead is, you'll need to decide what type of business lead position fits best with your skill set and interests. Here are 3 types of business leads you could work toward. Sales lead. Sales leads represent a company's current prospects and existing clients. Their primary function is to generate new business opportunities by identifying and qualifying prospective buyers. Some sales leads act as the face of the brand, helping drive traffic to the company online. Others focus solely on promoting the company and increasing engagement rates with customers. Customer service lead. Customer service leads are tasked with providing quality customer support. These individuals work directly with consumers via phone calls, chat apps, email, and live chats. This kind of business lead works closely with internal teams to resolve issues, troubleshoot problems, and educate users on how to solve common problems. Market research lead. Market research leads perform various tasks to gather consumer insights. From interviewing customers to analyzing survey results, these professionals compile valuable information based on user behavior and preferences. As mentioned earlier, being a marketing lead requires extensive knowledge and training in order to succeed. To start off, you'll need to learn about the industry in question, along with how to properly utilize tools such as web analytics software. Next, you'll need to develop strong communication and problem-solving skills. Finally, you must demonstrate professionalism, integrity, and commitment throughout your entire tenure as a marketer. Now that the marketing lead is all about converting any random consumer into a potential buyer, let us understand this with an example. Marketing lead involves attracting the attention of the customers and then converting them into potential buyers. Now the people who generate lead are called lead generators. Some examples of the lead generators are blog posts, online contents, job applications, and other live events, etc. Now to understand how this marketing lead is carried out, let us consider an example. Nowadays, there are various surveys that is taken online by the companies to understand the market and the behavior of the customers. Now let us consider that there is a person who owns a car and invests a lot of time in managing it. Now on one fine day, he takes an online survey on a random website which asks a question related to how people take care of the car. Now when the man takes the entire survey, after that in a short while, that person gets an email from an automobile company which hosted the survey in the first place. Now, this email would be all about how their website can help that person in taking care of his car. In this way, the companies can properly calculate step towards approaching their customers instead of just calling random people out of the blues. Therefore the marketing lead is not just about approaching the customers but is also about how the customers are approached. The companies find it more effective when they approach customers based on some previous information which they have of those customers instead of simply calling the customers. Although even this approach is used widely, there are more chances of getting in contact with a potential customer if their details are known before the lead generation. When the companies have some information about their customers before approaching them, the companies are more able to effectively personalize the initial communication process so that they can address the problems of their customers and provide them with relevant solutions of it. In the inbound marketing methodology, marketing lead fall in its second stage. The marketing lead comes into play after the customers have already been attracted by the company, and now that customer, ready to be converted into a potential buyer. Marketing is a fundamental aspect of the building of a relationship between the company and its customer. Lead marketing comes handy when the customer shows some interest in the products sold by the company, and then the lead generators carry out the rest of the process from here. Lead marketing is a necessity of a majority of companies as it helps them in expanding their customer base. They are able to convert their random customers into the potential ones by attracting them after a series of communications. Thus the marketing lead is indeed an important aspect in the journey of an individual customer from being in its initial stages to becoming a delighted customer. While becoming a business lead may sound exciting, you shouldn't expect to earn great money right away. Although high-paying positions tend to attract top talent, the average compensation rate for a marketing lead is $58,000 per year. That said, earning six figures isn't impossible, especially if you possess solid negotiation skills and a knack for self-promotion. There are plenty of ways to go about building a successful marketing team. One option includes forming partnerships with influence across industries, allowing them to promote your content. Another possibility is developing relationships with other companies in your field. By offering them free content, you'll gain exposure and establish trust between both parties. Once you build rapport with your contacts, you can offer them paid consulting gigs. Not only will they love working with you, but you'll endear yourself further to your prospects. Whether you choose to join a large corporation or launch your own startup, understanding the definition of a lead will help you determine whether pursuing a marketing lead job is worth your time. As long as you don't settle for anything less than what you deserve, You won't regret joining the ranks of leaders. A lead can be described as anyone who expresses some level of interest in the products and services you offer. This could include someone interested enough to fill out their name and email address into a form at the bottom of a website advertisement. It also includes people who sign up for newsletters or follow blogs about your industry. A lead may even be someone who visits your site just once but then makes a purchase from it after coming back later. In short, they are all leads because they express interest in something you're selling. If you own a small business like mine, one thing I've learned over time is there's never really such a thing as too many leads. Even if you have only one customer right now, you still need to generate more leads so you don't run out of customers down the road. If you want to grow your business, getting new clients will always take priority over converting existing ones. The number of leads doesn't matter, how well you manage them matters. And this requires proper training. In my opinion, the best way to get better at managing leads is by learning what exactly constitutes a lead in marketing. Here are 3 ways we define a lead in our digital marketing agency. 1. Someone who comes across your online ads and fills out a contact form. 2. Someone who signs up for your free trial or opt-in email list. 3. Anyone who buys anything directly from you. Let's look at each definition separately. One important distinction between a lead in marketing and a lead in sales is whether or not someone is actually making a decision to buy in response to your campaign. While it's true that everyone involved with generating these leads should have a good understanding of why a lead would convert, i.e., become a paying client, marketers shouldn't assume every single person filling out a form is automatically going to make a purchase when they do so. The key is knowing which types of individuals within your target market are most likely to respond positively to you. Our advertising efforts. For example, let's say you sell fitness equipment. You might advertise on Facebook targeting women aged 25 to 34 living near major cities. Your goal here isn't necessarily to have those specific women make purchases immediately upon visiting your page, although that'd certainly help since you know they live nearby. Rather, your goal is to find other women who fit the same profile and use that information to create targeted campaigns aimed at increasing conversions. That way, you'll continue collecting data until you see which messages work best for attracting more leads. It's worth noting that while it's ideal to aim toward the top end of the spectrum when defining leads in marketing, your ultimate conversion rate will depend largely on your quality score. Quality scores measure the likelihood that leads converted as opposed to being abandoned or bounced back to the advertiser. So, it pays off to focus less on making sure you capture every last potential lead and instead put more effort into keeping them around and using your data to improve future campaigns. Another factor to consider when determining who leads your business company is where they come from. Let's say you sell a service rather than physical goods. One common scenario is that you pay someone else to drive traffic to your site and gather emails. Because you're outsourcing the task, you won't know much about the visitors themselves beyond their age group and gender, unless you track everything yourself. But suppose you hire an SEO expert to perform that task and he or she finds a very high percentage of leads through organic search results. Now, you know you're reaching the exact audience you wanted to reach without having to spend money on paid advertisements. This brings us to another crucial point, the importance of tracking your performance metrics. Not only will you learn which marketing strategies are working best, you'll also discover which areas of your company require improvement. Tracking conversion rates allows you to determine whether certain demographic groups convert differently than others. Maybe men prefer video content versus text ads, for instance. Or perhaps older shoppers tend to click more often than younger ones. Knowing these things helps you refine your strategy moving forward and identify opportunities to increase ROI. Lead is a term used in both business and sales, and its meanings vary depending on context. When used in marketing, however, it refers specifically to someone who expressed some degree of interest in purchasing your product. When used in sales, though, a lead simply means someone who came looking for a solution to a problem. Whether it was a question, concern, or complaint, they made the initial step towards solving their issue by contacting you. They were already considering doing business with you before ever speaking to you, and they did so based on your ability to provide value. As mentioned earlier, a lead is someone who seeks a solution to a problem. To understand this concept further, think of lead as an opportunity cost, how much your current business activities are costing you compared to the benefit gained. Consider how long it takes you to close deals and how much revenue you lose during the process. Think of it this way: would you rather receive $10,000 per month, or $50,000 per year? Which option provides you with greater leverage to earn profits? So, whenever you talk about leads in sales, you must keep this principle in mind. There's no reason to waste valuable resources chasing low-quality prospects. Instead, focus on finding customers who are ready to open their wallets and show you proof of their willingness to part with cash. There are two main ways to acquire leads, either via direct mail or internet advertising. Direct mail involves sending letters or postcards to prospective customers, whereas internet advertisements involve placing banner ads on websites, landing pages, social media sites, etc. Both methods rely heavily on research to ensure you send the message effectively. However, the difference lies in the quantity of leads generated. With direct mail, you can expect to collect anywhere from 100 to 200 names per week, whereas web banners may yield 5 to 20 clicks daily. Keep in mind that a large majority of consumers aren't actively searching for information online, so it's essential to invest in both forms of lead generation. Each method requires different skill sets, and hiring an experienced team to handle both tasks enables you to scale your business faster. When it comes to the concept of lead and its application in marketing, there are two differently than how we define a lead in marketing. If you're reading this article, chances are you already know how to market effectively using data-driven strategies but have yet to learn about the definition of lead used within digital marketing. The first question you should ask yourself when determining whether someone is qualified as a lead is he or she interested enough? The answer lies in personal experience and perception. For example, if I'm talking to my friends at work about a new movie they've just seen and then mention that I also saw it, most will say, "Oh yeah, that was great." However, if I tell them that I heard the movie sucked, which it did, I would get much less response. This same principle applies to online business too. When potential customers find out that you offer something valuable to them, it makes sense that they'd be more likely to buy from you rather than some random website where no information can be found to help them decide. Therefore, when defining who is a lead, make sure to look beyond their ability to purchase right now. Think instead about how well they fit into your target audience. If you run a restaurant, you might consider someone who calls himself a vegan a lead because he'll probably eat all the food from your menu without ordering anything else. Meanwhile, if you sell cars and someone says he wants to drive a Tesla, you wouldn't call him a lead unless he had been looking specifically for a car like yours. This is why many companies rely heavily on customer surveys to determine which products people want to buy. Once you identify those individuals who seem interested in purchasing your product, it becomes important to turn these prospects into leads so you can start building relationships with them. This means going above and beyond to ensure each person gets the attention they deserve. It could mean sending a handwritten note or email thanking them for reaching out to you. It could mean inviting them to join your VIP list for special offers or discounts. Even getting them involved in a contest or sweepstakes can go far towards gaining their trust. Of course, not everyone likes receiving gifts or promotional materials sent directly to them, so don't feel compelled to always send them something. Instead, think of ways to integrate your company culture into your outreach methods. For instance, you may want to create an incentive program whereby every time someone signs up for your newsletter, they receive a free item of value such as stickers, buttons, pens, etc. After a while, you may even see a positive correlation between these incentives and purchases made by your subscribers. Another way to keep in touch with your leads is to set aside a portion of your daily schedule to engage with them through social media or phone conversations. You could share industry articles or resources related to your niche and invite them to participate in discussions. Of course, you must remember to treat others respectfully and never talk negatively about competitors, brands, or anyone else during these interactions. Doing otherwise will only damage your reputation and brand image. In fact, avoid mentioning names altogether since negative comments against specific individuals can easily trigger a backlash. Finally, You can utilize third-party platforms to promote yourself and your business so that you gain access to millions of users around the world. These sites include Facebook groups, forums, Twitter pages, YouTube channels, LinkedIn profiles, Instagram accounts, Pinterest boards, blog posts, and other websites that focus on similar topics. By joining these communities, you can interact with other members and establish connections that may eventually result in future business opportunities. As a lead, your role is to build strong relationships with prospective buyers and ultimately convert them into paying clients. As mentioned earlier, you shouldn't expect leads to immediately sign contracts or pay upfront fees. Many times, leads require additional education and guidance before making decisions regarding purchases. So instead of asking "Do you want to buy?" try asking questions like, "Where do you currently spend money?" or "Who do you buy things from?" For starters, let your contacts provide feedback about your services and products. Take notes on their responses, including their reasons behind their choices. Do they prefer shopping locally or online? Are they concerned with price, quality, delivery options, ease of use, returns policies, privacy concerns, etc.? Perhaps they like to shop at certain stores at certain times due to their schedules. Or maybe they're loyal to certain retailers simply because they were recommended by family or friends. Whatever your case may be, take careful notes on everything they say. You should also collect contact info for these leads once you have established rapport with them. Ask permission to add them to your database and allow them to opt in whenever possible. Once you have their contact details, you can follow up periodically with relevant content based on their interests. Try creating newsletters tailored toward their needs, send coupons, or perhaps even offer exclusive deals. Remember to maintain transparency throughout the entire process. Never hide your pricing structure or attempt to deceive your readers. Make sure you clearly state how long it takes to complete orders, shipping costs, refunds, etc. It goes without saying that your goal is to nurture existing leads until they become paying customers. But that doesn't necessarily mean you stop doing outreach after collecting their contact info. On the contrary, you should continue engaging with your leads via emails, text messages, and direct mailings in order to stay top of mind and increase the likelihood of conversion later down the road. Eventually, you'll reach a point where you can close the deal. To qualify as a business development lead, you should possess certain skill sets. First off, you must understand the ins and outs of your industry thoroughly. Whether you're selling widgets or insurance, having knowledge of what works best for your type of business helps tremendously in establishing solid relationships with your leads. Secondly, you must be able to communicate effectively with others, especially over the telephone or face-to-face. Thirdly, you should be willing to invest time outside of working hours to cultivate relationships with leads. Lastly, you need to be patient and persistent when dealing with each prospect individually. These traits will prove beneficial to your success regardless of whether you're selling physical goods or digital services. Regardless of how you choose to approach your business, if you're passionate about the subject matter and enjoy meeting new faces, you'll be happy to pursue a career as a business development lead. And yes, being a good salesman isn't necessary either. Just remember that patience and persistence are essential qualities in the field of marketing today. Thank you for watching the video and subscribe the channel.